I'm talking to Bill West, the Mayor of Cowra. Bill, down here where all the work is almost completed for the main street, it's looking very good, I'm told.
It's looking great, I think, Gary, but I'm probably very biased. But no, it's very pleasing, and yeah, working, I guess, nearing completion, but still a way to go. But yeah, great credit to the community, they have been very patient, and great credit to council staff who've worked incredibly hard to get to this stage.
It's amazing that the criticism originally was it was never going to be finished on time, but a good 2 weeks ahead.
I'm not quite sure where the time frame's up to. I know that it's looking good. I'm at the point where I'm not counting my chickens too early, but it's looking good to be on time, which is, and it was a very tight time frame. So that's a credit to planning, credit to the hard work of our staff. Also a bit of luck with the dry weather, and we had the rain at the weekend and didn't really delay things too much either. So we've been blessed in that respect. But it's certainly looking good, and with good planning to get to this point. Of course, the other contentious issue was that Bow Street would remain as the detour, and I think the residents of Bow Street and the school have only got a few weeks to put up with that as well.
Well, actually, that was one of the myths around the place, that Bow Street would remain the truck route, and I noticed that over the Easter weekend, when the main street was open, the lack of trucks on the main street in the Bow Street was quite amazing.
I can imagine that the Bow Street residents, and obviously school holidays, it didn't worry the school, but obviously the Bow Street residents were quite pleased, a bit of peace and quiet. But also on a serious note, when the street was open over that Easter period, the reports I'm getting is that there was a lot of business in the main street, and people were pleased and moving around very well. So you know, it augurs well that the little bit of pain is almost behind us, and hopefully now businesses can move forward and get the support of our local community, but also, and they support the local community in return, but also I think the amount of publicity that we're now generating out of this redevelopment, and the dollars that have been spent locally are going to generate a fair bit of interest in our CBD from a far wider spectrum than just our local community.
Yes, have we got an actual date when it's going to be opened, or is that still a bit flexible?
It's very flexible, and even if I had it, it'd be sitting in my pocket very tightly at the moment, because I'm not going to. I think it'll probably be. I would expect we will have an opening of some sort in due course, but you might just find the streets opened and people are driving through it. You know, I think that's the important thing, is just to not speculate on when we might finish on an exact day, but as soon as people can drive in it, they'll be driving in it.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
My pleasure, Gary, and thank you for your interest and support throughout this project. And I'm getting a lot of positive comments about it, and I just hope that the community now come to, I think, see it in real life, so to speak, is probably changing a lot of attitudes from some of the drawings and other impressions that might have given a bit of a false understanding of what it might be.